Beautiful day in Montana. Beautiful day. Might go for a walk. Not decided. Just chilling. No wind. Very peaceful. You can almost hear pin dropping. So quiet. No people. No cars. Nothing but nature. 5 o'clock Montana time. Just got off work a little bit ago. I'm just relaxing outside. Oh, hello, Matets. How are you? Thought I would just do a little live out here showing off the beautiful trees and the nature. Don't know how long I'll do this. I'm going to try this again to go to the lake, see if my phone will have coverage at the lake. If I sit here long enough, the deer will come out. So far, no deer. No deer. Walking the dog. Oh, nice. Hello, Irene. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. How are you doing, Irene? Nobody was online, or nobody was live. Nobody else to watch. So I thought, well, why don't I go live? Nobody else is going to. I'm going to. Where's the bear? I'm not sure where the bear is. We can go looking for him. Hey, Mike. We can go in the woods and looking for him, but I don't want to find him. He might be hungry. Earlier today, there's these logs. I'll show you. They're built on the other side, right by my front door. It kind of stinks. I'm not going to show you because I don't want to get stung. But see how these all have like cracks? On the other side, some hornets decided to make it their home. So now if I go by my front door, the hornets are swarming. I got to figure out a way to kill them and get them to move. I do not want to get stung. I think, no, I think Kuya doesn't he doesn't leave until tomorrow. So he's got today. I think he was busy today with his job exit. And I know Chip was going to come back from the hospital. He had to go pick him up today. And it is an hour earlier there, so it's only 4 o'clock there. So he might be getting home any time now with Chip. Oh, eating some dinner, huh, Mike? Yeah, I haven't cooked yet. I need to think what I want to do. My friends invited me to have some salmon. I might go out to their place. They're going to put it on the grill. They live up the street from me. I haven't decided, though. Feeling kind of lazy. This is you got the trees on the left. And it's kind of thick forest down there. That's probably where the bear is. And then up here in my backyard, I call it a yard, but a kind of nice spot for the deer. They really love coming up in here and eating. And then over there you got more deep forest. And there is a highway, but the highway's about half a mile that way. So my guess, if there's a bear. He's going to be down in the thick of that. It's pretty thick. I went walking down there the other day, but it rained, so it was really wet. I got soaked. Wow, 11 people, 14 people. Wow, awesome. Hello, everybody. Hi, Mark. How are you? What did Mike say here? I'm still getting used to how to do live. Orange chicken and rice and teriyaki chicken with noodles and vegetables. Oh, that sounds really good. I haven't had Chinese in a while. 24 people. Oh, nice. How you doing, Reed Johnson? Yeah, it gets chilly. I got to wear an overshirt. Show you what I'm wearing. Show my ugly mug with my hat. So I have to wear this shirt and then another long sleeve shirt on top because it just gets really, really cold. And this isn't even winter. This is still considered summertime. Thanks, Reed Johnson. I enjoy it. Love it very much. I don't know how many people seen it. See my videos. I can do a little quick walkthrough here. See, turn it around. This is the back of the cabin, so it's not much. I have to figure out my phone because I can't get it to zoom out. So it's really hard. I don't know how to get it to zoom out. What I love, it's got the patios here. So look at this thing. It's a huge patio. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to go that way. The bees are out here. Hopefully I don't get stung. It's got a nice little... All right, let's see if I don't get stung. So the hornets are in that one there. I don't see them. They ain't sticking around though. So this is the front. It's got a huge, huge porch in the front. It's got the big windows. And then nice driveway there. I'm getting around the other side. So it wraps all the way around. Lots and lots of deck, trees. I like it. Doors are really solid. It does get kind of dark in here though. But it does have, the kitchen's kind of small. Don't like the kitchen. But it's definitely wood. Log for sure. It's got a little wood stove. Can't wait to fire that up. It's got it's cozy. Filler in the wood? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's soft. I'm trying to. It's kind of soft. And then it has a nice little loft. It's not too bad. The bathroom, the CR and the shower in two different rooms, which I kind of like. That way, if you have company, someone's going to stink it up, at least you can take a shower and not have to stink it up. And then you got my bedroom with the window out the back. It's got, I like this. This has a, where's the light at? Where's the light? I like how it's got this door. When you open up the door, it's got your washer and dryer, stackable. I'm doing some clothes now. Yeah, so I like it. It's very peaceful, cozy. Here's my firewood for the. I have to stock up before winter time. Yeah, I like it a lot. And I'm by myself right now, and I only plan on being here 6 months out of the year. So I don't need nothing big and fancy. Just something kind of cozy. All right, I'll sit down here so I can read the comments here. Hello, Nancy. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for sharing. Oh, that's right. I need to make some people. I forgot. Like, I'm new to this. Let's see. Mark, I'll give you mod. I know you. I gotta figure out how to do it. Add as moderator. Okay, Mark, I added you. Nancy, I know who you are, so put you. Add as mod. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Let's see, Reed Johnson. Let's check out your site here. I don't know if I've ever seen you, so let's see. You joined 11 years ago. You've been around. So I'll go ahead and make you a mod. All right, I think I got everybody that's been in here. Oh, Irene, definitely, I know you. So let's see, add as moderator. Okay. All right, if I miss anybody, I'll try to catch you in a little bit. Oh, Che is here. Good morning, Che. Let's see, definitely got to put her as moderator. How are you doing, Che? Tomorrow is the big day for a couple of people. Well, I guess maybe only one person because they don't get to the storm's going to be going to the Philippines tomorrow. His journey begins. How exciting. And I bet you Che's excited. You hear the squirrels or the chipmunks. Those things will come out and they like to come up real close to me, see what I'm doing. They get curious. But no, these trees are very tall. It's 70 degrees. I don't know what that is in Celsius. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you, 71 Cowboys. How are you? 10 acres of land. No, it's not big enough with all the trees and you really couldn't run anything in here. I mean, you might be able to get a couple cows, but like I said, I want to live here 6 months out of the year and 6 months in the Philippines, so I don't want, even chickens. I mean, you could put chickens up here, but then you'd have to take care of them. And I definitely don't want to take care of anything except for myself. And that way, every winter when it gets cold and this place is full of snow, I can pack my bags and go somewhere warm on an island somewhere. I'd love Bohol, but I think I'm going to have to... Oh, this is Montana, Philip. Montana. This is Montana. I'm about 30 miles from Glacier National Park, one of America's biggest parks. And then if you kept going north of Glacier, it wouldn't be very far, you'd hit Canada. There is neighbors. There's neighbors around here. You can't see them or hear them, though. They're a ways away. Philip, I'll give you mod. I know you. Yep. No, I'm going to try. So this is where I'm living is south of Glacier. They actually call it the Bob Marshall Wilderness. It's protected by federal law. And it's just borders the Bob Marshall. So I'm not in the Bob Marshall. It's bordering the Bob Marshall. So it's a lot of trees, a lot of mountains. But it also has hundreds of mountain lakes. And this weekend I'm going to try to see if I can't stream from a lake. Flathead. Yep, close to Flathead Lake. Swan Lake is probably the closest to me. I'm north of Swan Lake just a little bit. So I think this weekend I'm going to buy my fishing license and try to see if I can't go to one of these lakes and catch some trout. It's been... I grew up in Montana, but then I moved away. For the last 7 years, I've been in Florida. And then I just miss my family. My kids all here in Montana. So I decided to move back after 7 years. So in other words, 43 years, I grew up in Montana, moved away to Florida for 7 years. Now I'm back, and uh, I haven't been fishing in 7 years. I haven't been hiking in 7 years. Just camping last weekend. It was really fun. Uh, uh, my what call them razors. They're fun. They're really fun. So we got to do that over the weekend. Let's see, Reed Johnson. I have a friend in Maine. I've only been to Portland. I went to college in Portland and time in Seattle and Portland. It's nice. It doesn't get as much snow as Montana. I mean, that's the problem. Montana gets snow, a lot of it, and it also gets 40 below zero Fahrenheit. It's cold. You can't go outside more than 2 minutes without like freezing to death. And so out in the West Coast is kind of nice because of it doesn't get as cold or as much snow, but you get rain. Oh my God, you get so much rain. Oh, does it say loading? Let's see. I don't have my second phone here. Let me see. For some reason, let's see if I moved to a different spot. Why does it say loading? For some reason, it kicked off my 5G for some reason. Wonder why. Well, it's a good test for my see if I can do live streams on this new phone. This first time it's kicked out of 5G, so I'm wondering. Let's see what happens if I come up here. Still 5G. Let me see if I can kick over to Wi-Fi. All right, kicked over to Wi-Fi. We'll see if that gets any better. Well, that kind of stinks. I wonder why it kicked out of 5G. I wonder if my plan has some kind of... It's supposed to be unlimited, but I wonder. Elevation-wise, I'm not sure. I have to look up where I'm at right now. Where you're at, Reed Johnson gets negative 40 and half the year. Yeah, I mean, that's what isn't very fun. Oh, there's that deer. What's not very fun about Montana is that, 6 months out of the year, it's snow and cold. Let's see if I can zoom up on him. Here's my deer. She's just out there eating. Oh, she's kind of behind a tree. Sometimes she'll come up to me. Oh, there's another one. Come here. These are friendly deer. Hello, 10 people. Thanks for watching. I need to get some stabilizer. I wonder if I, ouch, come down like this. Trying to get the phone not to be so shaky. I do. Not a lot. And the reason, when I was younger, I used to do a lot of hunting, deer, elk, even go bear hunting. As I got older, the problem with hunting is it's fun. I don't necessarily like to kill things now that I'm older. And once you kill it, it's a lot of work. I mean, you either have to process it yourself, which means hanging it up somewhere, gutting out, hanging it up, taking the hide off, cutting it up. It's a lot of work. Or you have to pay somebody a bunch of money. And by the time you pay somebody a lot of money to process your game, you might as well just go to the store and buy beef. But, a lot of people, they like to hunt. They like the challenge of finding something. I mean, put an example like here, either one of those deer would be legal if it was season. You can shoot white-tailed does here. What kind of challenge is shooting it right out of my door? I mean, that's not a challenge. So I don't know. I just don't really like hunting anymore now. Fishing, I'd rather go fishing, catch myself some fish. 71 Cowboys, you got a bear. How nice. Bears would be a little bit different because that's a challenge. I don't care if it's in your front yard or not. Going and getting a bear that could eat you, now that's kind of a challenge. Hunting something that can hunt you back, that would be a challenge. I have not seen a bear up here yet, but they're here. I got told by the neighbors that don't leave garbage out, make sure you don't be smelly, keep your place clean, or bear will be at your front door. So, no, I don't leave anything out. But it is nice to be out of the city. Jacksonville, Florida, where I came from for the last 7 years. Jacksonville has 1 million people population, which doesn't sound like a lot when you consider Manila. Manila has a lot more than that. But with Jacksonville, it's still a lot of people, 1 million people. Well, the entire state of Montana, the entire state has 1 million population. City I'm living in now has 40 people. That's it. 40 people live here in the city. Just reading Mark, they farm deer here and market demand for venison. So farmers have released them into the brush and they run wild. They are. I mean, you can get deer can destroy a farm, property. I've seen a lot of places. Again, I grew up in Montana, so, and then if they get overcrowded, there's some places here in Montana where they get a disease, and then because it's overpopulated, and then the disease wipes them out, and it also impacts other livestock and animals, and so yeah, if they're not taken care of, it can definitely get carried away. Yeah, no, black bears, I'm not too worried about them. There is grizzlies up here, though. Don't want to run into one, that's for sure. Oh, I gotta stand up. There we go. Getting too old to sit like that all the time. I'm gonna be doing this more often. I definitely need to get things to hold my phone. I wouldn't eat bear myself. I have, but I wouldn't eat it again. I've been told bear, it depends. So you can hunt them twice a year, one in the winter or fall, I should say, and one in the spring. And I heard the ones in the spring ain't bad because they're not as fatty. But I don't know what kind I had. So it was a cousin of mine. They served us bear for dinner one night. It was the grossest thing I ever tasted. It was so gross. Yes. Now, if you've got health conditions, the deer are way down there now. I can't see them. If you got health conditions, venison is really healthy because it is very, very lean. 71 Cowboys, yes, it's different. Rather have elk. Oh yeah, elk meat is different. I'll eat elk meat. Yeah, elk meat's very good. Deer can be too. Venison can be too. Antelope. I like antelope as long as it's where they eat. I'm not sure what the deer up here would taste like. because they're eating, really, they're just eating these little leaves and grass. So they might not be too bad. But if you go hunting where there's nothing but sagebrush and weeds, it tastes pretty gross. Nope, never had moose. I've hunted moose, but unfortunately, I've never been able to get a moose, nor do I know anybody that has gotten one. Here in Montana, you have to put in for a special permit. It's very expensive. And then if you get one, you're not allowed, if you get a permit, you're not allowed to get another permit for, I think, 7 years or something like that. So getting a permit is really hard. I've never had goat, but I do like lamb. It's one of my favorite meals to cook is lamb chops. I do like lamb. Hey, Boohoo, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Dun, 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 dun. All right. 71 Cowboys, you seem pretty cool, so I'm going to go ahead and give you mod as well. Boy, I put that button there, so put user in timeout right next to add as mod. That would stink to hit the wrong button. Oh, the animals are all gone. That kind of stinks that my 5G went out on me. Because my Wi-Fi really only works right here at the house. Or the cabin, whatever you want to call it. House, cabin. Boo-hoo, how are you doing tonight? Or today, whatever it might be. Don't see any squirrels. Don't see nothing. There's nothing here. Let's see if I can sit down on my little rocking chair here. Oh! Ah! Well, that's not a very good view. Let me if I pull up my chair. That's not too bad. Shay's having breakfast. Nice. Oh, nice. Yep. Matetz, she can help the channel out. She's got a lot of subscribers and friends and face reveal. Oh no, you don't want to see this ugly mug. I just got myself a baseball cap. Look, I'm getting hairy. Not quite as hairy as Storm, but bugs. Hang on, there's a mosquito acted. Mosquitoes trying to eat me. So, nope. Just being lazy today. Put a baseball cap on. Ecuador, one of the countries I went to. And just relaxing. Well, good morning, Maribel. How are you? Just doing a little nature live stream. Just relaxing. I was out walking around earlier, but for some reason my 5G's not working, so I'll have to investigate that later. All right, I gotta step down for a minute. You guys might get choppy. Just hang on. I'll be right back. Choppy. And then come back up. If I leave the porch, my Wi-Fi does not work. Oh, the big bug. Boohoo, I didn't mind Ecuador. It was affordable. The people are pretty nice. Not as nice as the Philippines. It's not as pretty as the Philippines. Ecuador is very... well, there's two parts, really, the north and the south. North Ecuador is very mountainous and has trees, which I did not go up there. And their capital is up north as well. Southern Ecuador, where I went, is pretty dry. You don't see tropical at all. It's more desert. And I would not choose to live there or vacation there because it's just not as beautiful and relaxing as, say, the Philippines or some parts of Colombia. I like Colombia a little bit better, but Colombia is a lot more dangerous. Ecuador, it can be, but it's not as dangerous. Yeah, you guys, less than a week and you guys will be going to Bohol. How exciting is that? Cannot believe you guys are going to Bohol. It's been, oh my God, almost 1 year from today. Or not 1 year today, 1 year from the day you guys are going that I went to Bohol. Been a while. Been a while. But hopefully in a couple months I'll be back. I don't know why I went. Trying to be there by my birthday, first part of October. So hopefully, if nothing prevents me, I will be there. Only thing I really got going on is end of this month. My sister-in-law is having open heart surgery. So if, knock on wood, that goes well, no complications, then, no big deal. Not my wife, it's my brother's wife. So I don't have to, take care of her. Now, if there's complication or something goes wrong, I'm going to want to stay here. So that way I can help support my brother or help him out if he needs it. But I'm just going to pray that everything goes well for her surgery. But anytime you talk about open heart, it's pretty scary. Yep, boohoo, you can hunt. I answered it earlier about the hunting part that you weren't in here. I don't like to hunt no more, just because I don't like processing or paying to get them processed after you kill something, and I don't really care to kill anything anymore. So I don't really hunt no more. Thank you, Matets. I appreciate it. She is 47 years old, and it's really weird. They found, so I guess your heart has what they call flaps, and those flaps are what allow the blood to kind of go in and out of the heart, different chambers. Something happened when the flaps stopped working. It still works, but not very well. So they're actually replacing the flap that lets blood in and out. They're taking a part from a pig, the flap or a part of the heart from a pig, and putting it in for her heart. Sounds really weird, but I guess they do it all the time. But it'd be kind of weird to have part of a pig inside of you. Thank you, Mark. Hi, Kate. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Add you as a mod. Yeah, she's really young, and she was very shocked to get it. She just started having difficulty. She would get dizzy and hard time breathing, and she went to the doctor. It took him a while to figure it out. She had to get many, many tests because usually you don't see it in someone that young. And when they found, they did some tests and found out that that flap wasn't allowing the blood to circulate through her heart. And that's when they said, no, you're going to have to, it can't be minor. They got to cut the chest open, spread the chest, or, whatever, crack the chest. And I said, replace that with a part of a heart from another pig. Not another pig, but a pig. Yeah, hopefully she didn't hear me say that. She'll kick my butt. Yeah, so this is Again, this is my view. I moved from the beach to the mountains, but this will only be 6 months out of the year. And then during the October through probably March, this year anyway, I'm going to do the Philippines, and then we'll see how that goes. If I like it, I'll go back next year in 2025. If I don't, then when I come back to Montana in March, then the next winter I'll go somewhere else. So we'll see. Yep, Matet's from part of a pig. It's modern science. They'll take the part of a Hart's pig and transplant it into her heart. Philip Morris, your mom had the similar surgery. How long did it take her to recuperate? The doctor said it's going to take her a long time to recuperate. But they said that once she recuperates, she's going to feel a lot better having that new flap in there. She's going to feel much better. Big old bug. Yeah, it's just a flap. Again, I don't know much about the heart, but there's some flap that lets blood in and out, and so they're just replacing the flap. Nope, I don't mind hot and humid weather. Like, so when I was in Florida, the nice thing about it is I wore shorts and sandals or flip-flops 12 months out of the year in Florida, and sometimes it got down to the high 30s, low 40s, but I loved it. Even when it got hot, I tolerated the hot because I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I would never have moved back to Montana if it wasn't for wanting to see my family. And it's the same reason I would never move to the Philippines 12 months out of the year. The only way I'd move to the Philippines 12 months out of the year is if I happen to fall madly in love with the Filipina and ended up getting the Filipina pregnant, and we got married and we're raising a family. Then of course I'm not going to want to leave my new family for 6 months out of the year. I mean, ideally it's very, 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 very difficult. But if I did have a child with a Filipina, work on doing a visit visa, and with a visit visa they can come back 6 months out of the year, but they cannot stay. You hear on some of the people's live streams, don't bring them to America. You could bring them to America, but I would strongly suggest a visit visa only. They cannot get a green card off of a visit visa. So even if they come here, they can't come here and then convert to a permanent green card without the husband sponsoring them. And I would not recommend sponsoring. I did that, got burned by it. I'll never sponsor another girl, lady, female, whatever, wife. I'll never sponsor a permanent green card ever again. But if I did have a child with them, I wouldn't mind living in the Philippines 6 months, and then getting a visit visa that allows them to visit the United States up to 6 months in a year, and then that would work perfect. We'd be snowbirds. What are you saying? Philip, wow, get married. Biggest risk is okay. So the biggest risk is rejection of the pig heart. The medicine to prevent that is not very easy to tolerate. Oh, yeah. I don't know if they've even told her about the medicine yet. It was nice. Last weekend, I was away from YouTube. I went camping with my brother and my sister-in-law. We spent the whole weekend just out in nature like this, except for it wasn't in a cabin. It was they have a camper, and got to spend some quality time with my brother and her. And she's pretty scared. She's pretty freaked out. I would be too. But she didn't mention no medicine, so they probably haven't told her about that part yet. Yes, Matets, I tend to overplan everything. your little trip to Bohol, I think, I definitely planned everything on that. I mean, you guys are still going to do what you guys are going to want to do. I didn't overplan that way, but I like to make sure my ducks are in the row, everything's already taken care of. Um, it's just like the ATV. I took care of that with you. Um, so I don't like waiting until the last minute. I like to get everything taken care of. Yeah, Philip, I like it, and like I said, the biggest reason is until something else happens in my life. Like example, I did end up getting married to a Filipina, or having a child with a Filipina. Um, and I'm no hurry to do that. Um, if it happens, it happens, but I'm no hurry. Um, I'd like to be able to come back here and spend when it's beautiful like this, like I'm showing you right now. I love Montana this time of year, and I'd love to be able to come visit my kids. They're 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 adults. They're My youngest now is 22. My oldest is 26. And so yeah, I'd love to come back, visit them, visit my brother, get my aunts and cousins, and enjoy it. And then when it gets cold, get the heck out of Dodge and go sit in Boracay or a Bohol and enjoy the margaritas and the mojitos. And in the Philippines, it's cheap enough to do that. You can afford. Uh, there's some other places getting expensive now. Last time I went to Colombia, it cost me an arm and a leg. Mexico, last time I was in Mexico, that was definitely. I went down to Playa del Carmen, and I was like, gosh, these prices are getting ridiculous. And then you go someplace like the Philippines, and the price is so amazing. I mean, I think the Philippines is one of the most affordable countries I've ever been to. I was shocked how affordable it was. But I love the Philippines not just because of the cost, but the beaches. They have some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, I think. Yeah, yeah, and the snow probably wouldn't bug me as much as the cold. And it to me, I hate the cold. If it gets down below 20 degrees, that's too cold. And then when it gets down below zero, that's worse. And then when it's 40 below, I don't go anywhere. I just stay in the house. So you have to kind of prepare. You have to start stocking up, making sure you got all your supplies, your toilet paper, your food, um, firewood. You just, yeah, I don't like it. I do not like it. And like I said, I would not have moved back to Montana if it wasn't for the family. And I love Montana, but not in the winter. I hate the winter. Yeah, it's so cold. Well, I think all of my deer. Let's take a little walk around front. Almost tripped on my butt. See if these hornets are out. Oop, yep. They just went in there. I gotta figure out what to do to put in there. Don't want to spray anything. I'll probably get stung. No, but us humans have been living in the cold for forever. But that's probably why Montana only has 1 million population total. And I don't know if I can stay over here because the internet will probably go out on me. Nice and shady on this side though. All right. Go back where I know I have Wi-Fi. The reason I have Wi-Fi is my little right here beams to down by the street. They have it's kind of cool. It's kind of like an antenna that beams the Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, but the internet signal into my router inside the house. All right. Oh. Let's see. I was in Mexico in January and February. Way top, too expensive. Yeah, I agree, Boo. Mexico is just, it's getting crazy. Used to be, I remember going down there, what, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and it way more affordable. Now it's just, but the nice thing about Mexico or South America, though, especially when I lived in Florida, I could buy a plane ticket round trip for $100 to $200. Where I live here in Montana, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. So first I have to get from Montana to either Texas, or if I'm going to the Philippines, then I have to get to LA or San Francisco. If I'm going down to South America, I probably have to get to Miami. And by the time you do all of that from here, I'm looking at spending, probably 10 times the cost for a ticket. That's another reason I don't like Montana. But sometimes you have to be willing to pay the price. If you want to, you have to make priorities in your life, I believe. And I was away from everybody for 7 years, didn't see hardly anyone, haven't seen my brother, forever. And when you get older, sometimes you value that a little bit more than the warm beach. Whew. Yeah, boo, I don't know if I'd want to, yeah, that's cold. I've hunted in the cold, but I've never trapped or logged. Now, I used to be, when I was younger, I used to work for a lumber mill out in Oregon. And that was no fun because it rained all the time. Working in the rain in a lumber mill, that's not much fun either, but it was definitely warmer than -20. Borax might work for the hornets. It's safe and will kill their eggs. They will get it on their legs and... Okay. I'll look that up and see how to get some. Yeah, because I could probably just shove it in that little hole, and then as they go crawling through that hole, get on them and kill them. Northern Virginia. Yeah. I mean, oh, dang. Speaking of bugs, one just tried to get on and kill me. This place has more bugs. Go away. Think I got him. Big beetle landed on me. Sound like a little girl. And here I am in the mountains where there's big bugs. But, yeah, when I lived in Florida there, and you're so close to Miami or, why did I space out? I can't remember the other airport I used to fly out of. Totally spaced it out. But when you're close to a major hub like LA, cheap flights, you can get cheap flights and you can get there really quick. Now I am excited, so I can get from here to Seattle fairly cheap because it's so close. And starting October, Seattle is offering direct flights to Manila. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of excited because when they start in October, that's when I'm planning on going. They're having, what do they call that when they, like promo, because they're just going to kick it off in October for the first time. So they got promo flights as low as $400 round trip. Now, where they get you is you go, I was excited that night, $400, that's cheap. Fort Lauderdale, that's what I was thinking about, Philip. I don't know why I spaced out that name. But the round trip of Seattle, what they do is they get you thinking $400 and you put it in the cart to check out. When you go to check out, it tells you that they're charging you another $400 for fees and taxes. So it's the same price as the ticket, so you're paying double. So now instead of that $400 ticket, it's now $800. And I'm like, what? I thought I was so excited. I'm like, $400 for a round trip? Oh, hell yeah. And I put it in my cart. I was like ready to check out. And then when you go to check out, it's like, why do they want 800? And then you have to read up, and then you'll see fees, taxes, whatever for this and that. And you're like, oh, wow, I ain't paying that. It's like, well, I mean, that's still $800 is still a really good deal. Round trip. And it's direct from Seattle right to Manila. No layovers anywhere. So that's a really good deal, and I'll probably do it. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with my sister-in-law. Her operation is, I believe, the 27th of August. If everything goes good with her operation, then I'll book my ticket for October and start planning on that. So maybe work is trying to send me to speak at a conference in Vegas the end of October, and I'm trying to get out of it. Number one, I don't like speaking. That's why I don't do very many lives. I like talking, but not the voice like I'm doing now. I could talk to people all night long as it's just one-on-one or, whatever. But so I'm trying to get out of it because I don't like speaking. And then I also don't want to be stuck here in end of October. I'd rather be in the Philippines. So I'm trying to get out of it. Yeah. Yeah. Usually that's where they'll get you. But I did find out, I've flown on both China Airlines and Philippine Airlines. And both of them are very generous with their luggage. It's not like here in the United States. I mean, you get on Delta, United, American Airlines, they freaking charge you for everything. I mean, you take a bag that's a little bit too big and they make you check it. I mean, they charge you everything. And what I liked about, I think China Airline was my favorite. And Philippine Airlines was good too. But I mean, those guys, oh man, you walk in, they give you a warm cloth, literally a warm cloth for your face, a blanket so you can sleep with, and a pillow, and slippers. They give you slippers, and it's like, oh man, it's definitely different than going to here in the United States. Here in the United States, you're lucky to get a bag of peanuts nowadays. Sometimes they don't even give you that. And yeah, the airlines here in America are a joke. Now, you get on those big airplanes to go into the Philippines, and they treat you pretty good. I've never been on Korean Airlines. That'd be right. Last time I went on China Airlines, and they had a layover in Taiwan, and that was brutal because it was a 12-hour layover in the middle of the night, and none of the restaurants, none of the cafe, nothing was open in the airport. So I landed. It had to be 9 o'clock at night, and I had a 12-hour layover, and nothing, no stores, no cafes, nothing was open. It sucked. But I made the best of it, and the next day I had a very quick, it was only like 2-hour trip to from Taiwan to, I think 2 hours, might have been a little bit longer. 2 hours, and I was in Manila. And then from Manila, I flew, I think maybe 2 hours later, I flew right to Bohol the last time. Time before that, I actually spent some time in Manila. And that was, didn't do as much up in the island hopping as last time. Next time I go, I think so last time I did 4 or 5 different locations, different islands. This time when I go, I think I'm going to pick one island and stay there. And so I'm kind of doing this year a little bit different because I do have to come back. I can't stay there for the full 6 months. So I think I'm going to go for about hopefully 30 days and pick one island, and I'm just going to stay there the whole 30 days and enjoy it. And then I have to come back for about a month, and then I'll probably wait until after Christmas, and then I'm going to go for 3 months until March. During those 3 months, I'm probably going to try to find my permanent, where I'm going to live every year for 6 months, which is probably going to be Subic Bay. Water bottles on your seat pillow. Yep, exactly, Philip Morris. Exactly. Well, guys, I do appreciate everybody coming in. I do need to run, though. I've got some company that is supposed to stop by. I do appreciate that you came in, and like I say, I'll try to go live again this weekend at the lake and see how that goes. I will see everybody later.